All right.
There we go, live again.
Yes. Welcome to round two of talking about our favorite movies and shows.
Yep. Because one part wasn't going to be enough because
Yeah.
we only have like 60 minutes in order to talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
So, excuse me, we're going to need a little bit more time. I came from work. But of course, after work, I'm like, I need a little bit of time. So what I had a friggin' whiskey. Because you know what? It was a tough day. And sometimes you're like, I need a little something just to take the edge off. Because I got to deal with people. Let me tell you, dealing with people is not fun. Ugh. Anyways, we got to talk about our favorite movies and shows. All right. I might as well start this off. My favorite animated show, there's a number of them. But I would honestly have to say the one that takes the cake is Avatar, The Last Airbender. Speaking of, I might need that series back that you borrow.
I can always watch it on Netflix. So
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I keep forgetting that Netflix has it.
Yeah.
Are they supposed to do like a live action one?
Yes. Yeah, Netflix is currently working on a live action Avatar show and
a live action One Piece.
Yeah. But apparently we are also getting a theatrical animated Avatar movie.
What?
Yeah.
Theatrical Avatar. Like, is this supposed to take place during Aang?
I think it's supposed to be like when they're all adults.
Shit.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to take place after the series, but before Korra. Why did they take so long to do this?
Oh.
Good Lord, I'd love to see that. Because any chance for me to go back to, like, you know, the world of Avatar, I will always take that chance.
I'm curious as to what kind of animation this movie's going to use.
Hopefully it'll use some of that Japanese animation.
Yeah.
Because, my God, some of the animation that the Japanese have for their anime is, like, really, really good. Like, it's very fluid, very crisp. I look at it, and it's like, wow. Yeah. It looks so fluid. Like, I can see everything. It's not just this back and forth. Like, it's actually, like, it's smooth and fluid.
Yeah.
Instead of choppy. Ugh.
Yeah, I'm starting to really, really love, like that kind of like stylized like Flash animation. Which if you've seen the Kung Fu Panda movies, then you know what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah, that. Honestly, those were good movies.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Gary Oldman's performance as the crane. It's like a little bit more to the left, and now I shot a little bit more to the left. Like,
Kung Fu Panda 4 is coming.
Oh my gosh, they got another
one? Yes, and it's going to be Poe is looking for a replacement for the Dragon Warrior.
So he can retire?
Yeah, and he's gonna. I think it said he was gonna move to the big city, which they say big city, but like, are they talking like something like Hong Kong, New York, like?
Well, I would imagine it's Asian themed, so Hong Kong. But that begs the question: what year do these Kung Fu Panda movies?
I don't know.
Like, I don't think it's established at all.
No. Yeah. So yeah, he's gonna be moving to the big city, looking for a replacement for the Dragon Warrior, and it's there that he comes face to face with a new adversary called the Chameleon, who can summon villains, from his past. So we're gonna see
all of the villains.
Yeah, we're gonna see Kai. We're gonna see Lord Shen, and we're gonna see Tai Lung again.
Wow.
So I'm excited.
Honestly, that sounds like it's going to be a smorgasbord.
Yeah. My only concern is that the plot line of like him trying to find a replacement for the Dragon Warrior is going to overshadow everything going on with the villain.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that could definitely be a problem. Here, puppy. Scoot you over here so I have a little bit of legroom, huh? Okay, let's see. I do have to say, I do have a favorite Western movie
okay.
that I love above all else since I watched it. It's Tombstone. Honestly, I would have to say it's one of the best Westerns I've ever seen. Now it might change. It might be Unforgiven, but right now, like I love Tombstone a
Okay.
lot, simply because it's a dark fantasy, dark Western fantasy, but it's also like historically accurate.
Westerns are like very difficult to get right.
Oh yeah, and this one does it well. Like it does it so well. Like you've got Kurt Russell as Wyatt Earp. You've got Sam Neill as Virgil. You've got Bill Paxton as Morgan Earp. Who else do you have? You have Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday, and is an absolute standout in that role. He didn't get an Oscar because the movie was put in too late for Oscar consideration, but a lot of people will say like he tops anything that the Oscars had for that time. And he was the best supporting actor, in my opinion. I thought he was great. But you also, do you remember the TV show, the Superman Adventures? Superman, the animated series?
Yes.
Okay, the voice of Lois Lane is in Tombstone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, she's really good. Really good.
Yeah.
Josephine Marcus, she plays it so well.
Yeah. Like, for me, like, it's very hard for me to get into Westerns most of the time because for a lot of, like, Western movies, like, they can start off strong, but then they get boring, like, really fast.
For me, it's the fact that I find it to be the most historically accurate portrayal of the it's not the most accurate, but it's definitely the most romanticized version of the shootout at the OK Corral and the Vendetta Ride from Hell. Like they make Wyatt Earp seem so eloquent and colloquial with some of the lines that he says, but the reality was he wasn't that eloquent. He wasn't that didn't talk that much. Kurt Russell's famous line that starts to wrap the movie up is, "Run, you cur. You tell him I'm coming and hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me." I was like, oh. Like, it's a good look inside that Wyatt Earp, after his brother is shot, well, his two brothers are shot, one loses his arm, and the other one loses his life, that he is just like, he's pissed, and he is out for blood. Like, this is a man where initially in the movie it establishes that he's got a code of honor. It's got a sort of, code that he lives by. But once his brothers are essentially gone, it's like all bets are off the table. Like, at that point, he is no longer Wyatt Earp. He is just a man pissed off with enough anger to boil the sea.
Yeah. There's another great Western, Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles is a good Western, but it's
Yeah.
like a Western comedy.
Yeah.
And I still enjoy that one. I think it's like, it is honestly one of my favorite comedic movies. I was going to mention that, Helen, actually.
Okay.
Because it's so good. It's so good. Like, and of course, the sad thing is that the lead actor, that's his only role.
Oh, really?
That's his only role. Like, he died early from cancer, I think. But Mel Brooks actually saw his stage play and said, if I can't get Richard Pryor, because Richard Pryor was like the studio didn't want Richard Pryor because of his coke days,
Yeah.
and he was too much of a risk. He said, "I want that guy. He does it well, and he doesn't miss a beat. Like when he's got to be funny, he can be funny as all hell.
Yeah.
And it showed like the guy could act like a cartoon character in a way. Teddy Graham, Pamango. Teddy Graham, Pamango. Sign here, please.
Yeah. The movie does kind of go off the rails, like, towards the end.
Oh, yeah. 100% it goes off the rails. 100%. Like, it just does, like, a sort of wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Like, honestly, where the fight from town just spills out into other sets of the movies. It's freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
And then after the musical, they go into, like, the cafeteria where all the actors are eating. And it's hysterical there. I honestly enjoy it because it's a guy dressed up as Hitler. And he's like, and one guy who's a doctor asks him, "So where do they got you this time, Al?" "Well, they got me in the bunker scene for this one." I'm just laughing.
Yeah. There's a reason why they say that this movie could never be made today.
Oh, 100%.
Just ask Seth MacFarlane.
Yes, because one word is consistently mentioned because it had to be accurate to the time period. And it was the N word. And it wasn't with the A, it was with the ER.
Yeah.
It was with the ER. I know the instant we say it, we're in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
And we don't want that. But y'all have an idea. It's the N word ending with ER.
Yeah.
Nagger.
Yeah. I
Which
know,
is what my mother can be.
Like,
But no, jokes aside, you get the idea of what
yeah. Yeah. Because the thing with A Million Ways to Die in the West, it tried so hard to be Blazing Saddles.
It did.
And
It did.
failed miserably.
It had one good joke. One good joke in the entire movie, and the rest of it just fell flat for me. I watched it, and I do like Seth MacFarlane with some of his work. Family Guy's good, some of the earlier stuff. Heck, I enjoyed Ted. I thought
the Ted movies are great.
Ted is way better than A Million Ways to Die in the West. I watched A Million Ways to Die in the West, and it was one good joke, one good Chinese joke in the beginning, and then the rest of the movie was just flat. I was like, this ain't funny. Like, even when, Charlize Theron sticks a freaking daisy in Liam Neeson's butt, you'd think that'd get me a chuckle. I was like, okay. Like, I get that he tried to be Blazing Saddles, but you can't do Blazing Saddles.
Right.
You have to do your own thing. Good example of another movie that I thought was really good. Like, I would say it's second place, second favorite comedy movie I would know. It's Tropic Thunder. Again, another movie you can't make today. Simply because now you've got, for you to find out that Iron Man was dressed up as a black guy.
People would call it blackface.
Oh, they would call it blackface. But the funny thing is, the entire black community said, he's not doing this to make fun of us. He's doing this to make fun of other people. Like, the shtick is that I'm a dude dressed as another dude disguised as another dude. You can't do that. Like, even Robert Downey Jr.'s black friend said, that was freaking funny. It was hilarious. And honestly, I laughed at it. I laughed at it because it wasn't meant to make fun of the black community. It was meant to be like, no, we're going to do this a little bit more honestly, but there's still going to be jokes.
Yeah.
But not at your expense. And I was like, okay. Like, I went into this thing and I don't know what I'm expecting. But I walked out of there laughing. Ugh. But anyways, there's a ton of other movies.
Yeah.
Let's see. Dramas. Oh, man.
Okay, so for me, for dramas, like, it really depends on the subject. It depends on the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can do historical dramas depending on the subject.
Honestly, yeah. I honestly love historical dramas. They're one of I'm a history buff. I love history.
Yeah.
But if there's one movie that I, honest to God, I enjoy immensely, simply because of how well it was written and directed, it's The Godfather.
Mm.
Godfather Part 1. I love that movie.
Yeah.
Because it's visceral at times, but it shows, like, you know, the intricacies and, you know, stuff of crimes, like a mob movie.
Yeah.
Like an old school mob movie. Like, it was. Here's the thing: they couldn't do CGI back in the day. They had to do real stuff.
Yeah.
So there's this one scene where this movie producer, he's asleep in his bed. He wakes up, and there's something in his bed, and it's a horse's head. It's an actual horse's head. It's not a CGI stuff done. It's an actual horse's head.
Yeah, and what I found to be really interesting about The Godfather is how much the movie was like hated by the Italians.
Oh, I don't think it was hated by the Italians. Like, the mob came after Coppola. They came after Coppola and said, "You do this right," and you're swimming with the fishes.
Yeah, like especially with Frank Sinatra, who absolutely hated the movie.
Too bad.
Yeah.
Too bad, Frankie. The rest of us enjoyed the movie.
Yeah. If you ever get a chance, go watch The Offer over on Apple TV Plus. It's a great show.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Honestly,
all about the making of The Godfather.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. Like, I enjoyed The Godfather, and because I had to watch it, I had to write a movie. Well, I write a movie. I had to write a paper on a movie on what I thought, and I said, you know what? I saw it in Drug Mart for cheap, and I said, you know what? I've never seen The Godfather. So I picked it up, bought it with my own money, and my parents said, okay, well, it's movie night. What movie should we watch? I said, I got to watch The Godfather. I got a paper. I got to write on it. They're like, well, is there any other one? It's like, listen, this thing is due in like a couple days. I need to watch this. Fine. And I enjoyed it. I was like, wow, this is really good. What's even better is that the guy who wrote the first Godfather movie wrote the book for it.
Yeah.
And he also wrote the Superman movie.
Yeah.
Mario Puzo. Like, I now have family that's like, oh, I'm reading The Godfather. It's like, what do you think of it? Because honestly, the book got a bit more detailed.
Because the book was very controversial.
Oh, yeah. It was because of
the way it depicted the mob.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also Italians as well. But honestly, I was like, I don't see what the controversy is. It's like, it's portrayed exactly as how they are. But that might be me come from a standpoint of me, where I'm like, listen, I'm a German. I'm German descent.
Yeah.
The closest my family gets to Italy is Slovenia.
They actually wanted Frank Sinatra to play the Don at first.
Oh no!
Yeah.
No, Frank Sinatra can't do, couldn't do Don Corleone. I like his work as an actor, but his work as a musician is much better.
Mm-hmm.
No offense, but Frank Sinatra, he can kind of act. He wouldn't be able to pull off like the intricacies of, Don Corleone. Could I see him as like, Don Corleone's cousin? Yes, absolutely, because his character, Frank Sinatra, was put in as like a character where he's like a singer. He wants this role, but the guy that's doing the role, that's the producer or director, I forget which, doesn't want him for that role because he'd be too perfect for it.
Yeah. Like I said, Frank Sinatra wanted nothing to do with this movie.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, because he had some ties to the mob as well.
Yeah.
And he's like, nope.
Yeah. Also, one other interesting thing about the offer is that there's this one scene in the show where Miles Teller and Dan Fogler are speaking to I think it's the chairman of was it Universal?
Yes, it was a Universal movie.
Okay. So they're speaking to the Universal chairman, and the Universal the chairman says to them, "I'm going to make you an offer," and you just see this big smile on Dan Fogler's face, like, "Oh my God, I just got an idea."
I'm gonna make you an offer. Is it an offer we can't refuse? Because that's the line, and that's the famous line for, like, to summarize up. If I could summarize up the Godfather 1 in any way, shape, or form, I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. That's the big line.
Yeah.
That's the big line. Like this, and honestly, the second biggest is after Sonny gets shot up at the toll booth. Look what they did how they messed up my poor boy.
Oh, so that's where that meme came from.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's when Don Corleone he goes to this
Look
corner.
how they massacred my boy.
Yeah,
Okay.
look how they massacred my boy. He's like, I need you to do your magic. I need you to make him look presentable. Like he's all shot up. He's all practically minced. Like there's holes in him from bullet wounds.
Yeah.
And he's crying because it's his eldest son. Also, the Sonny is, he was a hothead, and he also couldn't keep his, thing in his pants.
Yeah. But yeah, the offer. It's a great show. If you have Paramount Plus, go watch it.
Well, I don't have Paramount Plus, so I don't think.
Well, you can also watch it on
Apple
TV Plus.
Yeah, I ain't got Apple TV Plus either. I got Hulu, Crunchyroll, Netflix, and Amazon Prime. That's all I need.
Yeah. So.
But let's see. I enjoy. That has to be one of my favorite movies. Musicals. For me, it's Fiddler on the Roof. It was the first musical I did when I was in high school. The very first one. I was the rabbi.
The main actor from that movie actually has passed away recently.
Oh, the guy who plays Tevye?
Yeah.
Wow. That is something else.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's moments of good, but it's at the end. It's such a sour ending and such a sad ending but it's literally what happened. In Russia, Jews were forced out of their homes per the government.
Yeah,
and it was sad. It was sad to see. Yeah, I know you don't like it when I move you over, but I need a little bit of leg room here, pup. But I honestly, I enjoy that movie like quite a bit just because of how well it's done, in my opinion, as well as the songs and how, you try to set up everything, but sometimes life has a way of saying, nah, it's not going to go this way, it's going to go that. Then showcasing, like, how are you going to deal with it?
Yeah. I have the soundtrack for the Prince of Egypt Broadway show, and
Is it a Broadway show?
yes,
Oh
I want to see it so freaking badly, but it's never come to the U.S. Like
it's a Europe only thing?
Yeah.
Oh. Honestly, if you told me pick one between the Ten Commandments and the Prince of Egypt, it's Prince of Egypt every time. Nothing against Charlton Heston with the Ten Commandments, but let's be honest here. Nefertiti was not around in the time of Ramses and Moses. She wasn't.
The Ten Commandments is just so freaking dull. Like,
honestly,
every time I try to watch it, I can't get through it.
I honestly enjoy Ben-Hur more because I enjoy it. It's a very good story.
Yeah. But yeah, I would say like Prince of Egypt is like the pinnacle of character development. Like,
I can honestly see that because you start off with them, with two brothers, um, you know, and how the positions that they have eventually divides them.
yeah,
Like they love each other, but they're set on different paths and they can't do anything about it.
yes,
And to see such a close bond be torn down and taken away, it's like, wow, that hurts. I mean, Val Kilmer, like as most,
he killed it.
he was really good.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
Yeah, Val Kilmer and Ray Fiennes.
Yeah. Yeah, Ray Fiennes was good. He was Ramses, wasn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah.
But also, like the way the animation depicts the movie as if it's like this like Egyptian painting is.
Yeah, they were going for the Disney route with that one, so it's
Yeah.
like, wow, look at that. Because I initially thought this is a Disney movie, isn't it? No, it's DreamWorks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And one of my favorite images from that movie is near like it's near the middle of the movie where Moses is confronting Ramses about what their father did, and you can see like in the background like he's standing like right behind a painting of his father, and he imitates like that image, and it's
Wow. It's been a while since I've seen it, so. But yeah, it's honestly, I enjoy Prince of Egypt. Like it's a good movie. It's a really good movie.
Yeah.
Let's see. We talked a lot about movies. Let's see.
Amazing soundtrack too.
Oh yeah, it's really good. Really good. Like a lot of people are like, this soundtrack is awesome. I'm like, yeah, it is. Let's see. Well, I haven't really watched a whole lot of TV shows.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I watched like a ton of anime, and right now I'm working my way through One Piece.
Okay.
And it's a long series. It is a very long series, over 1,000 episodes and 1,000 chapters.
Yeah.
Like it's huge. It is like I'm only a little bit more than halfway through. Only a little bit more than halfway through. That and it's taken me months. Like if you were to take every single episode of One Piece, each episode would only be 13 minutes long.
Yeah.
And to go through 1,000 episodes, you would literally have to watch it from start to finish in a month's time. But that's assuming you don't sleep and you don't eat.
Yeah. Okay. There were a couple of movies that I neglected to mention last time.
Mm-hmm.
One was Fast and Furious.
Oh yeah.
Fast X is coming out next month, and I can't wait.
Oh, that'll be good. That'll be really good.
Yes.
I haven't seen any trailers for it yet, though.
I need to go to the bathroom.
Okay. So I guess Fast X is coming out next month. There's that. First I'm hearing of it. Okay. Let me see. I'm curious. Confront the most lethal opponent they've ever faced, fueled by revenge, terrifying threat. Pat from the shadows of the past, shatter down his world, destroy everything and everyone he loves. Oh, it's Jason Momoa as the villain. Wait, they got Alan Richson in this one? Oh, yeah. And Rita Moreno as Abuela. You got Brie Larson, Sung Kang as Han.
Yeah, it's got Jason Momoa. It's got Brie Larson.
Mm-hmm. Tyrese coming back. Jason Statham. Oh, Charlize Theron. Cypher is still kicking.
Yeah.
Jordana Brewster as Mia Toretto.
Mhm.
Oh, they got. What happened to Kurt Russell?
I
Oh, wait.
don't-
Didn't he retire or something?
I don't know.
I think his character retired from the series. Because the new Mr. Nobody is Alan Richson.
Oh,
Jack Reacher.
yeah.
They got John Cena. Danielle. They got Isabel. Oh, Scott Eastwood's coming back as Little Nobody.
Oh, Michael Rooker.
Yep.
Oh.
And Leo Abello Perry. Oh, and Helen Mirren is coming back as Queenie.
Yes.
That's good. That's good. Will there be Brian in Fast and Furious 10? They will mention the late Paul Walker and his character Brian. Yes.
Okay, so mentioning him is fine.
But him showing up,
no.
his character's retired.
Yes.
Mention? Yes. Like, how many times do we have to say this? It's like, will he be in there? No. No, he won't. Oh, shoot. We might want to wrap this up. We got like 4 minutes before we got to get out the door.
Yeah. So yeah, and I heard a while back that they were gonna I guess they were gonna do like some kind of a send off for Brian O'Connor. I'm just like, we already did that in the seventh movie.
You literally already got that in the seventh movie, as well as the ending of the eighth.
Yeah.
If you keep doing this over and over, we're eventually gonna say, "Grow up, grow up."
Yeah. So,
because frankly, yeah, we get it. You miss him. We do too.
mm-hmm.
But you gotta move on.
Yeah.
Because you constantly doing this over and over, like, "Oh, we gotta give him a setup." No, you don't.
No.
No, you don't. Mention him, but that's it.
Yeah, that's all you need to do is just mention him.
Yeah. Even look to Vin Diesel like, should we call Brian? No.
No.
Like something as simple as that. You think we should call Brian? No. Something as simple as that. That's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Yeah.
Oh, but we got to get going, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't talk longer about this because,
yeah.
well, we got to get down to Cleveland Heights for a restaurant because it's his birthday that we're celebrating. So I want to make sure that we account for like traffic and stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
Just because, I mean, it'll say half an hour, but I'm giving it an extra 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So we gotta go. So we're gonna have to cut this one short.
Yes. Okay. So next time, it is it's currently the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi.
Oh yes, and we're gonna go see that.
Yes. So next time we will talk about Star Wars.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I actually know something. Like, you know, they brought back Jar Jar's actor.
Oh yeah, for Mandalorian.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They made him a Jedi.
Yeah.
It's like good.
So until then, we will see you next time.
Yep. See you next time. We
Right.
gotta go.
Yeah. Bye.
And Adam.